What you got to say? What something?
Dun,
Baby girl, better known as Aaliyah. Gave me goosebumps and high fever. Making play haters and believers, leavers.
Don't you know what? Gotta tell somebody.
Cause I ain't asked somebody.
Say what?
What's up, y'all? Hey, welcome to C Minus Society. I'm your host, Shazman Rogers. Shaz Royers. Heinz, Feinz, Scheins. That's how you say my name in German.
Why is German so aggressive?
I don't know. Heinz, Feinz.
Like, can you say anything nice, like, in German?
That was it.
I'm saying, like, in actual German people, like, let's say, like, I love you. I love you, like, like, is that? Everything is so rough. Like, jeez.
Sexy talk would be hilarious.
Right.
We'd be smashing. He said he loves me so much. He cried last night.
It's a very aggressive language.
Very. Welcome to See My Society, guys. I'm your host, Chaz Rogers, and I'm here with the one and only Keon Polee.
Thank you for having me, sir.
Man, thank you for coming by, bro. So let me tell you what the show's about.
All right, cool.
As you know, you've known me for, what, 10 years or so?
Yeah, yeah.
Just about. You know, I'm a super bum I'm a rehabilitated bum. You know, right? Is that fair to say? I'm a rehabilitated bum.
One day at a time.
Yeah, you know, I'm still working on a lot of stuff.
Still an addict, yeah, but just like,
of course,
you know.
But I feel like what I heard that as an addict of anything, you're always an addict, but you do take it day by day.
Right.
But they say, in the back of mind, it's always like, just one more drink.
I can relax, yeah. You be in the store, be like, but I could just buy these boots.
I've relapsed. It wasn't even the boots. It is video games and TV, dog. I would not. That's all. If I could do anything all day, I would game and watch.
I won't buy a PS5 or anything for that reason. Like, I refuse to buy one because I know
I try to
what
make time for it. I go, you got this hour a day, which I always go over.
Yeah,
but I give myself 1 hour a day, and but at work now, oh no, I play video games all day. Yeah. It's so great.
Like, I'm sure, like, when the kids get older, I'll probably get one and we'll play together, and then I won't feel bad like I'm neglecting my kids, but I'm like beating them 42-0 in Madden.
I came over and played Switch with the kids. It was dope, man.
They like video games. They play with my brother all the time.
Yeah, I love it.
They play Dragon Ball Z fight games and all that stuff.
Everyone told me it couldn't be a career, and kids are making stupid bread playing video games. And I feel like
you're
I'm
gonna
not
rot your brain, just like that with the TV. You're gonna rot your brain, are you?
And I made a whole career off of television, which is crazy.
Stop messing around in class. Look at me now.
Right.
Like, all the stuff they tell us.
Get anywhere with that.
Right. All the stuff they tell us is wrong.
My mom always told me I can't charm my way through life, and I have. I've done it. I've charmed my way in many places, and continuing. So on this podcast, this is all about how I went from being a bum to being successful, and the everyday, so people can see it kind of in real time. Because I have a big thing with people saying they can't do stuff or they're in a rut. Excuses. You know what I mean? I was a super king of excuses. So then, you know, I went step by step and trying to get rid of every excuse I ever had and how to get rid of that stuff. So it's really a kind of a show about how you get where you are, being consistent, doing things every day, but how people do their own method of doing it. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
So it's for the average Joe out there who wants to start some kind of business, but they have X, Y, and Z. You know what I mean? It's for the person out there who wants to do stand-up, but they go, I got work and kids and college. And
bullshit.
All that bullshit. Exactly. Right. Exactly. And it's calling out people on their bullshit and say, if you really want, here's a set of ways, here's a method, here's whatever it is to get where you're going to go. And how to do it. And, you know, different people for everything, right? So you find out what works. So before I was doing this solo pre-pandemic, it was just me and Cam, you know? Right. Me and Cam, we did, how many episodes we do, Cam? We did a grip. Yeah. So we did like, I want to say a little, maybe less than 20. So that's out there somewhere on the page. You guys can see the preview ones. But then I was like, I know a lot of people now who are successful, who do the damn thing. And then I wanted to make sure I went and got the Daddy Issues crew first. You know, since I see you coons every Tuesday, Thursday for you people of Magic TV Land. So then we're just going to talk about some of that stuff, man, and just about your journey, your come up, what made you get into comedy, what makes you work hard, what drives you, where you see yourself in the future, your legacy, outside of kids and family. Because I hate when people be like, I'm like, hey, what's something you're proud of? People are like, my kids. Like, fuck them kids, man. You proud of the kids? Like, it's easy to be proud of kids. Like, oh, he tied his shoe. Like, okay. He knows his colors.
I get it, though. I get why that becomes people's answer. Because you be like, this shit. Because you, like after you do it, you realize nothing else really matters.
Of course not. Of course
That's
not.
what happens. Like, you be
not.
like, all this stuff you was worried about, now you just be like, but
I'm about the self accomplishments. I'm about what makes you happy, because I feel like to drive somebody in the right way, I think it comes beyond. This is always my thought. I'd have been doing this whether my baby was born or not.
Me too.
Or it's already doing it.
Me too.
So then I go, well, what makes you do it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, Izzy isn't my reason for working hard.
No.
You know?
My family kicked up my
Yeah.
process.
Right.
I would have moved at a slower pace.
Mm-hmm.
They sped up the pace. I was going to do it anyway.
Right.
But
You were doing it.
yeah. But it definitely was like, I got to do this now.
Right.
Versus, it'll get there. it'll work itself out. You know me, I'm always like, everything a panic.
Right.
But then I was like, nah.
You had some of the best luck I've ever seen. From parking to getting shows, you had some of the best luck I've ever seen.
I'll be like, it'll be fine.
Keon be like, hey, I ain't got no shows lined up. Bing! Oh, just got $8,000 to do a cruise ship.
Cotty, like, she's bought in.
Yeah.
I'd be like, we'll pull into a Costco. She'd be like, there's no spots. I'd be like, you're with me.
I was with you once in the spot.
And then, like, we pull to the front and somebody's brake lights come on. I'm like, told you.
There it is.
There, it'll open up. She'd be like, how does this happen?
God
like,
smiles upon you, Jonathan. Were you dipped in like holy waters?
I don't know, man. I don't be caring. I just be like, whatever.
And it all works out.
Yeah, because if you think about though, a lot of times for a lot of people, it'll work out. What happens is they panic and do something to mess up what would have worked out. You know what I'm saying? So like even in the parking lot situation, they'd be like, I'll just park. If you'd have waited a second, that spot would have opened up. But you end up parking, in lot A, and you trying to get to D or whatever. Even in your career stuff, would be like, nah, I got to do this. He's like, you could have waited one day, and then that email would have came or whatever, and like people just panic. And I'm always just like,
yeah,
it'll be fine. Why am I gonna? And I think it's the false sense that we're in control of everything, right? Like people really think like we're in control of like everything. It's like you're kind of not,
right?
So I'm like, whatever's gonna happen, I'll let it play out.
Yeah. And
why stress over things I can't control? I can't control people calling me to book me. Like I can send out I did my part. That's the thing too. In a lot of situations, I did what I was supposed to do. A lot of people will panic because they didn't do what they're supposed to do. But I'm like, if I sent all the emails, every Monday, if I send out my avails, then I'm just waiting.
Right.
I'm just like, there's nothing I can do after that. If I didn't see the emails, fine.
Right.
But I did my part.
Right.
So, whatever.
So what kind of give you the mindset from early on to go like it'll all work out if you do your part? Where do you think like the chill comes from? Because you don't have a panic button.
Yeah, man. Part of it is life. Shit just was working out. It was.
Were you one of the dudes who just naturally good at shit?
Yeah.
Everybody hates cats like you.
I know. I know.
You're one of the most hated people. You go like, oh, you're just good at everything. Huh?
I was just Cotty be like, you're annoying. I'm like, this looks good. Let me see what this ball does. Just magically ends up in the hoop. Like, that wasn't too hard.
Yeah, and then I hate those people, man. I hate those people. The difference I think about talented people is that. See, I didn't have that. I didn't have that. You're good at everything. I was 5'7". I had a round body. It's like you had to even play football to start. I had to work harder than everybody always. I felt the same with comedy. I don't feel like I was always naturally funnier. I just felt like I just wrote more than anybody.
Right.
You know what I mean? I just try to work at it. It's what I hate about you and Tony. I see you guys, but the difference.
I was about to say on the flip side of that though is when stuff does come easy, you don't work as hard sometimes.
Exactly.
Because you're like, I can just do this.
Right.
And then I had to learn work ethic.
Exactly.
Because definitely, even when I started comedy, I said what I'm not going to do with comedy is what I did with sports. With sports, I didn't really like practice like that. I was like, I'm just good at this. Had I practiced more, I would have been even better. But I was like, I'm nice.
All right.
I don't need to be in the gym shooting 1,000 shots. Yeah, like I don't need to do that. And then when I was like, okay, with comedy, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to be like, I'm just good at this shit and rest on that. I was like, nah, I got to put in work to do stuff. And luckily for us, I guess, everybody around me works really hard. So I'm like, I can't be the bum not working hard when everybody else is working hard. It's
the thing that happens when you elevate because you'll see your rank with people, right? You'll be like, it's easy to be the best player on your team.
Right.
And then you go to, especially like elementary. Then you go to middle school. You can be the best all the way to high school. And then you get to college. You be like, God damn. Because now everybody from across, you playing with everybody's best across. And that's what happened when I moved to L.A. I was like, oh, being the best comedian in Lansing was
light work.
I was a year in. I think I was pretty good when I was in Chicago. You know what I mean? And then you come to L.A. and I was like, oh, I'm trash. I was like,
everybody's good.
I was like, I'm not this good. You know what I mean? Especially when you're going against people you see on TV. You're like, oh, I can't do this. But then it makes you go like, there's another level that you have to
I need to hit.
Right.
That's the thing too. I don't take people's successes or something, like hate on them, I'd be like, ooh, I need to
Right.
go harder so I
How
can
do you
get
do
that.
that?
Yeah,
Right.
like
Yeah.
I never been a hater or like. I was always driven,
Mhm.
even in sports. If somebody was better than me, well, I'm just gonna practice to be better than you.
Yeah.
Then. But it wasn't like I want you to fail.
Mhm.
I just want you're a motivation to me,
Yeah.
and that's how I do comedy too. Like people be like, a lot of comics, are haters or,
Of course.
and I see somebody else say something like, man, that's dope, and be genuinely happy for them, and be like,
Right.
all right, what do I need to do to also achieve that?
Right.
Like it's not like to bring you down so I can take your spot.
Right.
No, I want to be there with you. So
Right.
like, what do I need to do to get there?
Yeah. Where do you think the drive comes from in you that you see somebody who's better than you and you go like, I got to get to that level?
That I don't know. I think it's
you're
just
you're a competitor. Comes from
yeah.
sports.
I think it's just a sports thing.
But is there a thing you think of before when it was just like, yo, do you have that the origin story of being like, never again am I gonna let somebody?
No,
I
I
had the
think I just
same-
always been really competitive. Like when I was a kid.
Was it
with
bad when you were a
sports.
kid?
Oh yeah, I didn't. I mean, the crying,
Yeah.
all that. Like I would.
Full out temper
My dad
tantrums?
would have to let me win at some stuff because I would not stop, and I'm about to pass out. You know what I mean? He'd be like, "All right, let's call it a draw." You know what I mean? Because my heart's jumping through my. I'm like, well, I'm not gonna quit.
Yeah.
And so now with this though, it's a little different.
Well, you're
Now-
you're 30 something.
Yeah. Well, and then what we're doing is different. Like this honestly isn't a competition. It's a
Right.
1-person race.
Yeah.
So it's a little different. So I'm just driven by my friends.
Mhm.
I'm not really like I want to beat them. I just be like, oh man, I see what they did from working hard. I'm just gonna work hard, and
Right.
then I'll get mine, and then
Do you see? Is there like a thing where you go like, all right, in order to get to these goals, I have to do this. A, X, Y, Z. I was gonna ask you. So, what are some goals? Where do you see yourself? There's the Keon now, right? Who pandemic happened. That's hard to tell because you were already booking clubs. You were headlining already.
Yeah.
So I know that puts a wrench in a gang of shit. But now you're going back out and you're headlining again, and you feature also for
Yeah.
certain people that you want to feature for. So, in 5 years from now, what is Keon doing?
If I'm still featuring 5 years from now, I have failed.
So also, I feel
failed.
like technically, if you watch Kings of Comedy, technically,
Okay, there's levels to featuring.
right.
There's definitely levels. If
Yeah.
I'm featuring
If you're
5
out
years
with
from
your
now,
homies,
yeah,
Mhm.
and that's different. I feel like that's just a show that
Right,
we're all
you're
doing
right, though.
together. You
Mhm.
know what I'm saying? But yeah, if I'm still opening for like, I'm like I didn't do what I was supposed to do. Because even when I go out on the road, my goal when I go out on the road is to showcase for
Right.
this booker and come back by myself,
right,
which is usually what happens most times. That's how I got a lot of headlining gigs. Is I open for a friend of mine.
right,
They'd be like, "Who is this guy? You shouldn't be opening." I'm like, "Yeah, but nobody knows who I am."
right.
So now that I have the following to match, you know
Mhm.
what I'm saying, the talent or whatever, now they're like, we'll give you a weekend.
Yeah.
Like, we're not worried about numbers. We just want to see, they're giving me chances.
Mhm.
And I didn't have those chances because I didn't have, I couldn't put nobody in the room.
I mean, it's hard. It's hard when you
Yeah.
start off. No one knows you.
So that's all it is. I tell people that all the time. There's a difference. And let me backtrack. But there's no huge difference between your favorite famous comedian and us.
Right.
Like, there's not.
It's popularity.
It's
how many
you know
eyes-
those people and you don't know
Right.
us. Tony didn't just get funny.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like we didn't just get funny.
Right.
Like especially during the pandemic. All these people like, man, he's all dead. I didn't know all you guys. This just didn't happen. You just didn't
Right.
know who the hell we were.
Right.
That's the only difference.
And that's like any company. It's all about advertisement. Like, you
Right.
got to be out there.
Right. That's
It's
the only
like-
difference. And then word of mouth, like any
Right.
company or whatever. Like, and then people didn't just wake up one day and was like, I want a Coke. They saw a bunch of commercials and then and then people started saying it and everybody's like, we want Coke.
Yeah.
But that ain't what happened. Like out the gate.
So in 5 years, where's Keon? What's he doing?
5 years, hopefully. Well, one, I'm headlining.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm headlining like by myself,
Mhm.
and the room is full.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Are
what
you
I'm
doing
saying?
clubs in 5 years? Are you doing small theaters? What
Depends. It depends.
What do you see in your head?
It depends on. Honestly, I feel like two things are the main factors: clubs versus theaters.
Mm-hmm.
If something pops TV wise
Mm-hmm.
or movie wise, pretty
But
much.
that counts in the 5 years.
Yeah.
Are
So
you on a show? Are you starring in a show? What do you see in 5 years?
I don't know. We're doing so much individually now.
Mm-hmm.
My thought process keeps changing. Like what I thought I wanted,
Yeah.
and now I'm like, do I want, some show on ABC, or do I want to create a show with my friends on maybe a smaller network? We get more of the profit,
Right.
but like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's hitting with the people. I think 5 years from now, I think social media wise, it will put me where I need to be to probably do club. Theaters is big. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Like, and I've done some, and everybody who I know is doing theaters has had like big TV success or
Right.
been around so long. You know what I'm saying? Because even
garner that following.
even the comics we grew up with, they're still doing comedy clubs.
Right.
Like they can do a theater for a special and stuff,
Right.
but regularly doing theaters,
Kevin Hart's still going to
they're not.
do clubs
Right.
to work
so
on the stuff for theaters.
definitely headlining clubs for sure.
Mhm.
But to a point where, you know, once I say I'm coming, it's selling out regularly, not just like where I'm praying like, oh God, is like I know, hey, I'm gonna be here, and I walk in and I know it's sold out. Like, you know what I mean?
You
like,
don't worry about ticket. How we looking?
Yeah, I don't.
Are the
That's
seats
that's
filled?
in 5 years that should be gone.
Yeah.
That should be gone. Definitely some TV or movie stuff, but I think the TV and movie stuff I'll be in will be created by myself or friends.
Dope.
I definitely see that.
Right.
Like with the stuff we're doing, it's just like, oh yeah, we did that.
It's
on our
it's
own.
too many good things in the right places.
Right.
And then everything else is, of course, just about time
Right.
and money. Yeah,
So yeah, definitely headline. Which is the only reason I want to do social media, TV, any of this stuff is to headline packed rooms. That's it. Stand up is what I want to do.
Right.
So I'll be doing that in 5 years for sure.
You know, I only found the writing because I was not booking. So I was like, I was going out with Tony, and I was like, I'm just featuring for 5 years now. So I got to build something.
Right.
The only reason I fell in the writing.
Yeah.
That was 100%.
So yeah, just headlining clubs and, you know, doing Steve, being known
Right.
financially, fine. No
10
more.
years, where we at?
10 years, nigga, we're on. Nigga, we made it. 10 years.
What we doing?
10 years, it's, you know.
What's your day? What's your day look like? It's Monday morning.
All right.
It's 9 a.m.
Okay, so 10 years, 9 a.m., you know, I'm up early
Mhm.
because I got to, you know, film this thing on set or movie or whatever.
Okay,
and then
okay.
I got to, you know, and I'm building and I'm doing I'm on my social media telling them my dates, you know,
Okay.
that I'm doing on the weekends. Probably
Okay.
somewhere local because I can't go far. So whatever's local
Because
around
you're
where
on
I'm
set,
shooting.
right?
Right. So
Mhm.
probably going to Vegas,
Okay.
you know, for the weekends
Right,
or
right.
whatever, stuff around L.A. And I'm going to raise my kids 15 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Remember Chappelle said that? Raise my kid for 15 I'm back on set.
Yeah.
Shit, 10 years. I'm probably flying in and out everywhere, catching, you know, Keelan and Kendrick's games,
All right.
you know, and stuff
Keelan
like
probably
that.
be working with you.
He might.
Keelan will probably
Honestly,
be your opener.
10, 15, probably on set with them.
And butt cheeks.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Oh, yeah, Keelan.
10 years, probably on set with them.
Yeah.
You know, working on a project together or on a movie set with them, working on
Mhm.
a project, and balancing their school and stuff like that. Like, yeah. And in another 10, I feel like we will have, by that time, you know, somebody will be cleaning the house. Won't be me. You know what I mean? And it will be the house that we wanted.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? By that time, I probably have moved in her mom or mine to help with these kids because we're just too damn busy.
Right.
You know, definitely living that Hollywood full-on life where it's
Mhm.
like trying to manage, you know, your marriage, your, you know. Oh, by that time, me and Cotty divorced for sure.
Oh, I was going to say, you guys are still together after 10? You got all the money? You guys are still
10,
making?
honestly, I can't wait till we get to have. We've already done the poor relationship. I
Mhm.
can't wait to the rich relationship.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where it's just like, let's just go do this.
Do
And
you
it's like
believe
nothing.
more money, more problems?
No. No. I think when they said that, they were talking from a drug aspect. Like, yes, the bigger your empire gets, the more people come for your spot.
I believe more money, different problems.
Right.
I
Not
definitely
more
believe
problems.
More problems. Because you get
Different.
rid of a lot of problems.
Right.
Broke is a problem.
It's a huge problem.
Broke makes so many more problems.
Oh, my God. I remember watching an episode of Run's House, and JoJo was talking to Russell.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, hey, man, you know, right now you're focused on the money. He was like, easy for you to say because you have the money. He's like, you get the journey. He's like, man, fuck the journey. Like,
I'm poor.
I need this money.
I feel
So, no, I
that.
don't believe that. I think, like you said, different problems.
Yeah.
It'd be stuff that I have to in the 10 years, there will be annoying stuff that I'll be like, that I'll feel like I can't complain about because I'm rich.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I'll be so annoyed. And it's going to be from like either like Hollywood problems or like people.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're trying to cancel me because I did, like I'm going to be annoyed as shit.
Oh, they're going to try to cancel you.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
You're gonna,
And that's why I'm trying to build the
you know
people
why?
now.
Let me tell you why you're going to get canceled. It's not going to be because of anything you say, as far as I said something offensive. If something offensive happens and you go, okay.
Yeah.
And then someone's going to be like, Keon's
He
so
didn't care.
empathetic.
I mean, why?
Why doesn't he give a... Yeah.
We need you to speak out
You
more.
should be in that. Exactly. That's
Nah,
why
I'll be
everybody's
like,
going to go
just-
at you.
What do you want me to do?
Where do you think the... knowing you, don't think you're an unempathetic person. I
No,
don't
I'm
think
not.
I don't think you have a lack of empathy. on the outside of people who are
Right.
emotionally charged, I think you're an empathetic person.
I'm an assessor.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
You take a look first.
Right. And people just react on emotion. I don't do that.
Yeah.
So then I'm like, something big happens. They're like, say something. I'm like, well, let me see the story. Cause there's a lot of hoaxes now.
Right.
There's a lot of, we didn't know, oh, this is why they did. So let me chill until we know what happened. Cause I'm not of the, the new thing now is to be first.
Right.
I'm not of the be first crew.
Right.
Like, I'll be 17th to get it correct.
Yo, people first are usually wrong.
They're usually wrong.
Yeah.
Like, we're first on the scene, and it's come to find out, like, no, he actually should have got his ass whooped.
Correction, none of that happened that we reported. We are sorry to report false news.
Like, I just take my time.
Yeah.
And people, say you don't care. And a lot of stuff isn't really that big of a deal. Like, you're like you said, you're emotionally charged. Like, did you really have to get that worked up?
Right.
And then the people be emotionally charged for like 2 days.
and
then you're back to whatever the hell you were doing. So you wasted all this fake ass energy being upset or overly happy or whatever. And then what?
Right.
You're back to I'd rather be even kill. And just be like, okay.
But
I'll get up for the things that matter.
Yeah.
I'll get, and I'll get down for things that matter. Yeah. And then most of it doesn't matter. That's the thing too. Most of it doesn't
being able
matter.
To take a step back emotionally is so healthy, dog.
It's so healthy. And then
people be like, yo, I mean, I've never seen you angry. I've seen you perturbed.
Yeah.
I haven't seen you angry. I think Heidi told me one time that you were so mad you took a walk. And it was like a long walk and worked out.
Right, I did a full body workout at a park. In San Francisco at 2 a.m, walking through bad neighborhoods, hoping to get in a fight. That's how mad she made me. Full body workout. Came back sweating. Got more mad when I came back and she was sleeping peacefully. I wanted to punch her in the head. I was so upset. But even the getting mad thing, like, I think having a family has even made me like, all right, let me assess this before I just flip out over, 3 or 5 year old doing something that a 3 or 5 year old probably gonna do. Right. And wife.
But the fact that you don't throw stuff. I grew up with a father, great dude.
Yeah.
But man, it was temperature.
Mine too.
The flipping the shit and not even like
mine too. But I now that I'm grown, I understand it.
Yeah, you understand what makes you mad. I never understood why are you doing that?
I do now because one I know him now. Found about his childhood and his upbringing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I understand why he's angry, why he was angry, whatever. And also being under, 26 with 3 children.
Yeah.
I don't expect you to be happy all the time.
That's a lot.
26 years old with 3 children that you're actually actively taking care of.
Right.
You're probably like, I want to fucking kill myself.
Yeah, my dad was 24 with 2, 23 with 2, something like that.
So I get it. Yeah, I get it. Like, and I think because I'm an older father, I'm just more chill, and my nature's different than his. My upbringing was different than his, thanks to him.
Right.
So it's just like, I don't need to do this. To be mad over every little thing that kids are going to do.
Right.
Our people, even people, and I don't expect much. I think that's
people.
what it is too.
Yo, you do a great job, Keon, of being like, this is what I expect. You either expect this from people or you don't expect shit from people. You're like, I know this behavior, I've seen this, or
this is coming, guys.
Because even when you react to people overhyping rookies, even to watch us talking about the storm on the Capitol, because I was like, I'd never seen that come. He was like, I'm just not.
White people are gonna white.
I've seen this behavior.
Right. They showed us.
I was like, I never thought that would happen.
And nothing they do surprises me. What did Georgia just do yesterday? They literally
what happened in Georgia?
They put Jim Crow pretty much back in place with the voter restriction and all that.
Oh, for real?
Oh yeah, they signed a bill, 90-page bill.
Wow.
And I was just like, yeah, old white man, yeah.
They arrested the black congressman
right.
who knocked on his door to go see what was going on.
To ask a question, and they arrested her.
Wait, what happened?
Yeah, the black congresswoman knocked on his door to be like, hey,
knocked on whose door?
Whatever the hell names.
Okay.
To see like, hey, what's happening? And they dragged her out of there and arrested her.
Wow.
Meanwhile, people stormed the Capitol. Nobody was arrested. Nobody. She knocked on the door politely. They're like, nigger, get out of here. You know what I mean? It's just like.
People have been arrested since then, by the way. But
right.
I get what you're saying.
And then so people get online and they're furious, rightfully so. Mm-hmm. But I just expect it. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm like, this is what they do.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't. Nothing an old white person is ever going to shock me.
Right.
I'm like, yeah, that's America.
Right.
So I'm not gonna sit up here and be like, "How dare they?" I know them.
Right.
That's what I expect them to do.
And then you're like, oh, is this the first time you guys have seen this?
Right. Is this your first experience with the whites? Is this even when it comes to relationships?
Do you not have a history book?
Right. When dudes flip over about over something, and I understand no one can piss you off like your girl. Like I understand it. It's crazy.
It's so crazy. I can be like, hey, Keon, man, you need to grow up, dog. And you're like, you know what, Chaz? You're right. You'll go home. Your girl will be like, you need to grow up.
Bet you did. And you know what it is? It's because it's always like old stuff that like it is just so much like, how dare you when you sit up here every day, and it's just like, oh my god.
Yeah, it'd be in an instant too. You'd be like, that no one makes you hot ass.
And mind you, this is in my head, guys.
Of course,
the bitch and stuff is in my head. It's never out loud. I'm actually she'll tell you when we are arguing, I talk in this tone. I'm like, now is that necessary?
Yeah.
Do you think that you're behaving?
Yeah. I had the same thing. Yo was like, yeah, I'm not gonna go back and forth with you, nigga. In my mind, I was like, man, what the fuck you talking? You're going back and forth with who? All that happened in my mind. And then I was like, listen, me and you are married, so we are gonna go back and forth. Like, that's just gonna be how we communicate to each other, and we don't have to have the sass and all that, just like that. But in my mind, bro, it was like, I'll burn this entire shit to the floor.
I'll kill everybody. You think I need this shit? You know what I can be doing? Like that's everybody's go-to, by the way. That's every guy's, and I don't know. The women probably do it too, but that's everybody. You think if I wasn't here, what I would be doing out there? And it's like, shut the fuck up.
Right.
I mean, in some people's cases, it's true.
No
like
doubt.
in some people's cases, you'd be like, no, I really
could be
doing this,
right.
but I'm here.
Yeah.
Because I like you guys. Okay,
Right.
fucks with you.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. I just never. I don't know one person in my life who's gotten anywhere positively by stressing out.
by especially reacting towards anger first.
Right. I just don't know what it gets you.
Yeah.
It doesn't. What is it? How did you benefit from that? Flip out, or what does it do? It felt better. Okay. And then what?
Was it worth it? Oh, I got to do a couple days in jail. Pay all this money and it's fine, and definitely got to pay her back for all this stuff. But yes.
Like I just don't. I'm like, what did you? And it's not fun to be there.
It's stressful.
I would rather be being happy, having fun. That feels so much better than being upset. Like I was like, I choose not to live in there.
Right.
Everybody gets upset,
mm-hmm.
and I think when a lot of times when I say people are emotional, they're like, everybody's emotional. Well, facts that everybody has.
But
emotions.
reacting on your emotions.
But reacting, how you deal with your emotions is what I mean. Those people who are like either super emo, like sad all the time, or like people who are angry all the time. That's what I mean. Like, damn, you're emotional. Because this is like you have no control over your emotions.
Right.
Everybody has the emotions,
of course.
but like, how do you handle it?
Right.
It's like, calm down, relax,
and I
have
feel
a
like,
rib. You know what I mean? Like,
I feel like when people go, everybody has emotions. It's like, see that emotional reaction.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean.
Right there,
like,
that right there. That's what we're talking about.
Like this, but in the same situation, look how you reacted. Like, that's what I mean.
Right.
Like, even when it comes to relationships. And now, granted, I think a part of that is just who I am by nature. Because I asked my mom about it. I was like, hey, how was I as a kid? She was like, you were never the, hey, come hug me. You were just like, whatever.
Yeah.
Right? And I was like, oh, so that's just me.
Yeah.
And she was like, yeah, you've always been like that. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. Now, I will say on the, I don't know how it's showing your feelings, that stuff has definitely, since I became a father, that's definitely changed tremendously. I remember before the kids were born, I think I had cried like twice in like 8 years. You know what I mean? Like nothing. Now, nigga, I'll see a commercial. I'll be like, you see how the thing? Like, now since the kids and the family thing,
those beer commercials were always being like, here you go, son. And you were like, I want to go drink with my father.
Like you just, I don't know why. What happened when I had them? It just opened up a different.
It does it.
A different.
I feel the same way. I've cried in 3 movies ever, and then I'll just be thinking about Iz and the fun we have, and I just be like, hey, she's great.
Kids will break you down,
no doubt.
And it's just like, oh, all right, cool. This is what this feels like. But at the same time, too, I'll be like, now I couldn't imagine doing this all day, every day. Like people who are just emotional. I'm like, this is exhausting.
Yeah.
This is that's the thing too. I feel like you're giving so much energy when you do stuff like that. That's got to be to be mad. You know how much energy it takes to be upset.
Your whole body, even after the thing, you'll still be
shaking.
Yeah, you'll still be like,
your heart's beating faster. It takes a lot of energy.
Right.
So like when I am upset, I'll be honest, I can't sustain it.
Yeah.
Like And even like my brother's been trying for kids for so long, right?
Uh-huh.
He finally, him and his wife, or
Yeah.
I think she's like 5 months now. They're about to have the first baby,
Yeah.
and I was pumped for him. I was like, bro, we out here, blah blah. I was pumped for about 24 hours, and I couldn't even not even that. He told me that day, and we're going back and forth. We're sending all these hilarious gifts, woo, blah blah. I sent him another text like, okay, I'm out of gas. Like, I can't stay here with you. I'm still happy for you, but
let me recoup.
I can't stay here with you.
Yeah.
He's like, I get it. He was like, but he can stay there.
Congratulations to Keith
Yeah.
Polee and Breon.
Yeah, Rihanna.
Did I say it right?
Yeah.
Breon Polee.
Yeah, I can't stay anywhere, even when it comes to good stuff. Like, let's say let's say your phone goes off right now, and they're like, Chaz, we're giving you a $3 million budget. You can have whoever you want in the movie. I'll be like, yes, and then I will die down again while we're shooting. Then when it comes out, I'll be like, yes.
Yeah, I like how you assumed you were on. Okay.
And then I'm in there. I'm definitely in there. Even if I'm in the back, like security didn't check me. And then, like when the special dropped,
yeah,
like how
That was
everybody
crazy.
was like,
That was
yeah,
crazy.
and I saw it. I didn't care. And then once I saw it on Amazon, like I saw, and Keelan was like, Dad, you're on TV.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah. Okay. So anyway, so I got hype for. I had a
Yeah.
good 30 minutes
Yeah.
where I was like, yeah, we're on it, Gotti, let's watch this, blah
Yeah.
blah. And then I was like, okay, anyway, so I got to do this stuff. And
Yeah, nothing's more humbling than having to take out trash, bro. Like, it's the most humbling
I'll be
shit.
doing the regular. And nobody in my house. I mean, the kids be caring.
Yeah.
And they care. They be like, hey, that's good. But it's like it doesn't sustain with them either. They be
Yeah.
like, all right.
I'll have a meeting or something with somebody prominent or whatever it is. We're doing
Yeah.
some stuff, and I come home and it's like, did you pass the trash? I'm like, did you know what I just put a whole show together.
You know what this was? Remember the movie that
Right.
Yeah.
Did you take out the trash? So it's
Yeah, for me it's just I guess I'm just even kill.
That's
I
good.
go up, I go down, but it's most of the time I like to be here. The energy too.
Yeah. But you
chilling.
represent yourself even if it is an emotional moment and a even kill matter. That's great. That's
I
such
just
a,
like being there. It's
that's just a
easier.
healthy
You're
thing to do.
healthier. Yeah, it's healthier. Your skin's better. You know what I mean? People are like, what's the skin routine? Chilling the fuck
yeah,
out.
right. Less stress.
You know what I mean? How you not fat?
Not getting
Chilling the fuck. I mean,
over-emotional?
working out, but
Yeah.
chilling the fuck out.
Well, let's
Like,
talk about
you
that
know?
real quick. I was going to tell you about. I think one of the things people struggle with. You know, my struggles with weights up and down. We're back going back down, but I just figure I'll just go back up again. And you know what's funny too? I kind of find it funny that I do go back up and down. It's hilarious to me now. So then I go like, I'm trying to go like super 6-pack and see how big I can get.
To just see. Let's
see
do
what
the work.
happens.
I need a challenge.
And then I just be like, I'm just doing it for a roll. Yeah, I had to gain it for a roll.
You know what happens with a lot of people though? When they do that, they stay there.
Yeah.
They stay there, or the flip side, they've been there so long, they be like, all right, I need a break. You see, Michael B. Jordan's last movie, this nigga was regular bodied as fuck. He had a little gut. Because he's been Creed, he's been Killmonger, he's been in shape for so long. He's like, bro, I'm chilling.
It takes a lot.
He's been 3 different superheroes, and then he was like, all right, I am going.
I
to
saw Hugh
relax.
Jackman say that too about Wolverine. He was like, you guys don't know what it takes. He was
Right.
like, 3 months I didn't touch a single weight. I didn't run.
Right.
It's
Well,
like-
he said he actually wanted to stop earlier, but he came out the shower one day because at first his wife was like, "You're doing too much. You're getting too big." Especially the second Wolverine, he was
that
massive,
crazy.
and she was like, "You're doing too much. You're doing too much. You're doing too much." And then one day he came out of the shower, and she was like, "You know what? Honestly, I'm not hating this. I'm not liking it." She was all lit, but then you take a huge break. 'Cause you're just like,
Yeah.
this is
That's a
stupid.
strain on your body. That's what what's his name said. Dude was Captain America. He was like, just a strain it puts on your body. He was
Right.
like, I'd rather just go do other shit than be in
Right.
shape. No, you're always fit. But you have a routine, a system that you do.
Yeah.
So because I think that's one of the things that people do. You have kids, you work. So and not only that, your wife works now, and you still find a way to work out. Right?
Yep.
You make it a priority.
Yep.
It's a part of your day. What's the longest you've been without working out?
Oh, after college.
Yeah.
After I was an athlete from age 7 to 22.
Right.
And the last game of the season, I was like, I'm just not gonna do anything for like Hugh Jackman, like 3 months.
Yeah.
And I didn't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
I ate, I drank, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
And that was the first time like I didn't have abs. I didn't, and then I looked in the mirror one day. I was like, well, this is not it.
This guy.
And even the girl that I was messing with at the time was just like, so is This is what you're doing now. And I was just like, no, I am not.
Yeah.
And I got back in the gym, and ever since then, I've been back in the gym.
So how often do you work out? How many days a week?
Like 5.
5 days a week.
5 to 6, depending. Like now, because the gyms are back open, I'm like pumped again. So I'm trying to be in there every day because I'm like, I missed you.
Right.
But normally 5.
Okay. And
Normally
then what's
5.
your how long is your workout usually?
See, I'm not one of those people who'd be like, we need to be in there an hour and a half. Nigga, if I can get out in 20, 30 minutes,
Yeah.
I'm doing that.
What's the routine? What are you doing there?
Because I superset a lot.
Well, tell me this first. Before you go into that, we'll talk about that. Give me the home routine when you were doing over
So the home.
because you didn't really gain weight that I saw at all.
I didn't gain any weight.
Yeah.
I lost weight.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't lift weights to keep the mass up.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So I lost a lot of weight. But I was just doing like on chest day, I was just doing like different sorts of push-ups and like stuff like that. Then I was working out with Greg, Kev's brother-in-law.
Mm-hmm.
So he had me just doing weird stuff that I'd never done. But I was sore every day, so I was like, cool, it's working.
All right.
You know what I mean? So it was just whatever I could think of, figure out. And then finally, Cotty was going to this class, and the lady gave her like 6 dumbbells, 25, a set of 25, a set of 20, a set of 15. I was like, perfect.
Mm-hmm.
I can use this now, just do more reps.
Right.
And then she ordered the resistance bands online. So I was doing full workouts, but I was just trying to come up with stuff like
Right.
at the gym I'm doing sets of 10 to 12.
Mm-hmm.
At home I'm doing sets of 20, 25
Right,
with the
right.
slider, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I was just figuring it out, and then the kids would like want to be involved. I'd be like, all right, get on my shoulders and let me
Okay.
get on my back. Let me do push-ups.
incorporate
Like,
the kids
yeah,
in the
just
workout.
whatever we could think of to do,
That's dope.
you know. And I was like, I'm just gonna get it done because I can't not work out.
Right.
Like I don't even know how to not do that anymore. It's been a part of my life, like my
Yeah.
whole life.
I shall show you, sir.
Yeah.
I come back out of. I always lift. Is the one because it's the easiest thing for me to
Well,
do.
lifting's very easier. It's fun.
so
I don't do any cardio.
easy. Yeah.
I'd rather. This is how much I hate cardio. I love eating. Everybody knows I love eating.
Right.
I would rather eat correctly than do cardio. That's because if I did cardio, I could eat whatever I wanted.
Right.
But I was like, I'm not gonna do anything.
Right.
So I'll just eat better.
Yeah, because people be like, "Yo, how you keep your arms big?" I was like, "Oh, I lift. I don't do anything else.
Lifting weights is fun. That's the best part
I
of
love the
working out.
challenge.
It's the
I
best
love
part.
That gives me hype.
Yeah. But the cardio, like all that crap, I'd be like,
That shit is
hell
awful.
nah. And I could just easily do that and eat what I want.
I tell myself I'm gonna do 30 minutes of cardio all the time,
I do not.
and I'd be like, 7 minutes. I'm breathing hard. That's good.
See, that's why I work out the way I do. The reason why I work out in 20, 30 minutes because that is my cardio. I'm not really taking breaks.
Right.
So I'm tired
Mm-hmm.
while I'm working out, and I'm sweating while I'm working out because some people do 10 reps and walk around the gym
Right.
flexing for 20 minutes, and that's why they're in there for an hour. They're
Right,
having
right.
conversations, they're talking. I'm like boom, 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 boom. I'm tight. My heart rate's up real
Yeah.
high. Like that's how I work out, so I don't have to do cardio.
So you're constantly moving for 20,
Right.
30 minutes.
And then even in the house, like I'm standing a lot, I'm walking around a lot. Like I just try to be
Moving.
like if you count my steps during the day, I'm like this is all in the house, and I took this many steps
Right.
in the house, up and down the stairs, up and down, just constantly moving
Yeah.
and burning calories all the time. And then the smashing,
Okay,
that's
yeah.
a great workout.
Okay.
Gotta do that every
Yeah,
day.
okay.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a great workout.
And then
give us your sex routine.
give us a second.
Wait,
Well,
how long
you
do you
know,
guys usually in the bed
we're in
for?
there, we start around 11. Make sure the kids are asleep.
If you guys are doing an hour and a half, you're doing too much. I constantly move for 20 to 30
that
minutes.
is too much at this age. Who's doing that? Who are you trying to
I
impress?
don't think I've ever tried to do.
Oh, in college, I definitely
An
was trying
hour?
that. Yeah,
I've
that was
never
light
tried
work.
an hour.
Back
An
in
hour?
the day, in your 20s.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, in your 20s, you're doing it just to do it.
I got shit to do. I'll try to do an hour.
Yeah, I didn't have shit to do in college. I was just more drunk. Getting more drunk. That's all you do. That's another thing too. You were drinking so much in your 20s. Half the time you weren't even cognizant. Really, you just
I
stayed
had
up.
2 full-time jobs.
I
I was like, I ain't
did
got
not.
time to get this.
I had practice, class that I was barely going to, and drinking. I had plenty of time to smash.
Right.
That's all I did.
All right, let's talk about your gym routine real quick. Your supersets, which you kind of explained a little bit.
So like today, I went before I came,
Mm-hmm.
and I was doing back today. So I did like pull downs, 15, 12, 10.
Mm-hmm.
But I was supersetting with the rows,
Mhm.
15, 12, 10. So I would do like 15, 15, 12, 12, 10, 10.
Cool.
And then in between the rest, I was doing abs.
Okay. Dope.
So there was no downtime.
Mm-hmm.
And then after I got off those 2 machines, I went to the reverse, fly,
Mm-hmm.
reverse flies. In between that, abs.
Dope.
And then I did I don't even know what they're called, but you just go straight down to help build the wings. And I did that.
On the bench?
No, like you know how you do tricep
Mhm.
pull downs? This one you don't. You keep your arms straight. So you contract and it's all
Okay.
this. I did that. Abs in between.
Mhm.
Walking around, abs in between.
Mhm.
And then last was lower back, the the machine to help build lower back in between that abs. Then I went home, and I think I was done in 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Only because back and chest day I have to take a little longer breaks, just because it's like.
Well, you need your chest and back.
I'm tired,
especially with your back.
Yeah. So, but like on arm day, my arm day's 20 minutes.
Yeah.
20. I'm out of there. Shoulder day might be 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Like it's real quick. Leg day is
take
long.
Yeah.
It is long because I can't. There's no supersetting. There's no. I'll fall. Like,
no, it's leg day for everybody. Sucks.
leg day is the worst, and I do it on Mondays because I know I hate it.
Right.
So I'm like, this is the first thing I'm gonna do in the week. Because if I keep pushing off, I'll skip. I'll skip it.
That's
great.
That's a great way to tackle it.
I do it Mondays because like everybody wants to do chest Mondays.
Right.
That's the favorite, and I'm like, nah, chest is. I say I love doing chest, so I know I'm not gonna skip that.
Right.
But legs, if it's Friday, and then you got to fly out of town, or like, legs are skipped.
Yeah,
I can't. So I just do
I gotta
it on
do a set for an hour.
I gotta do Mondays.
I'm not doing legs.
Because you look for an excuse for leg day.
Hell yeah. I
I'm
look
like,
for
the kids, what happened? Oh, the kids want to go for a walk. Can't do legs.
What is it like when if somebody, let's say somebody asks you, hey, Keon, I'm struggling starting to work out. I'm struggling to get my work, being consistent with it. What is something you'll tell somebody to help them be a little consistent every day?
Do it in the mornings.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you wake up and do it like right away, then you're done, and you feel better the rest of the day. And then that feeling, you'll be like, I want to feel like that again.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and then you knock it out early.
It's an accomplishment.
Yeah, and then for the rest of the day, you feel so much better, and you're just done with it.
And you're proud of yourself also.
Right.
Waking up and getting a workout in, especially when you don't, you be like, I
Right.
did that shit.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you're just done. And then because you try to do it, even I do this. If I don't do it in the morning, the chances of me doing it keep going down as the day goes on, and then you got stuff with the kids, and then you got shows to watch or stuff you got to do, or it's like just knock it out.
Tired by the end of the day.
First thing in the morning, or you're not going to do it. And then if you're like me and you're planning your showers, you know what I mean? Like, well, if I work out, then I can't shower because I gotta run here,
right?
So I just can't work. It's just like just do it first thing in the morning, and then you're done.
So you work out funky.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I wake up. I shower at night.
Mm-hmm.
So then I wake up. I'm fresh.
Mm-hmm.
Work out, come home, shower, and do it, and then you're just done.
Yeah.
You're just done with it. It's over. And then the working out, though, that's like the fun part.
Mm-hmm.
The hard part, and it's the easy part, the hard part is the eating,
right.
which is where everybody fails.
Right.
That's where everybody messes
They
up.
say abs are made in the kitchen.
Right. Everybody messes up on the eating.
Yeah.
What's helped me with the eating as of recent is because I'm doing the bite program for my teeth.
Oh, okay.
So I put my teeth, my retainer, and all that stuff in. I have the night program, so I have to wear it for 10 hours a night.
Mm-hmm.
So I put it in. I can't eat.
Mm-hmm.
So them late night cravings that I used to be doing, I can't do it
Right.
because I got these things in my mouth. So
Right.
that's been helping. So that's another reason why I've dropped. I think I'm down to like 169 right now.
Yeah.
Because I'm not eating
So
late.
you're kind of just fasting by force.
By force. And then I was telling Cody, that's how I eat on the ships too. Like I sleep in so late on the ships, and then I don't eat. Nothing's open late.
Yeah.
So I eat all between like the hours of like noon and 8. That's where I do all my eating. And then at night, when everything turns into sugar and it's sitting on you or whatever, I'm not eating.
But you're a relatively healthy eater, though.
Yeah, for the most part.
You and Kylie are relatively healthy.
Lulu had, somebody had, I think a brand deal. I think she got, but anyway, she had like a box of Oreos.
No, yeah.
Like a big ass box. So she bought 4 packs. I went and picked up 4 packs from her house. And I might have killed a sleeve in like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
That's what I tell people too. I think I'm cognizant enough to know that I am trash at eating. So I just don't allow certain stuff around me.
Yeah.
A lot of people be like, oh, I'm going to buy this and just snack on it.
Right.
No, you're not. We don't have the discipline for that. We
No.
don't have it.
No.
I know I have a problem with fruit snacks
Yeah.
and gummy bears. Everybody knows this.
I've seen Cody be ridiculous in the writer's room.
Right.
In the while we were shooting.
But I guarantee she doesn't want. It's just
No,
there.
It's just there.
And it's just so. That's why we just don't buy it.
Yeah.
Because I bought, like, I was like, oh, it's my cheat day tomorrow. I'm going to buy some of the sweet chili Doritos. Those are my favorite Doritos.
Mm-hmm.
And the bag was gone that day.
Yeah.
Like between me and Cody, it was gone.
But it's good that it's gone that day.
And I was just like, this is why I don't
Yeah.
buy. When I got that box of gummy bears from the company, bruh, it was gone in a week.
Yeah.
And there was a box of gummy bears, and it was gone. And
Yeah,
I was just like, this is why I don't buy
bring
this
this
shit.
poison back here.
Because I know I ain't shit.
Yeah.
Like, I know I ain't shit. And a lot of people think they have willpower. I think people should just start. If you would just start admitting you ain't shit,
Right.
you would save a lot of drama in your life, whether it's eating, even when it comes to infidelity and stuff.
But yo, it's good to start go like, all right, so I ain't shit. So I'm not gonna buy this food
Right.
because I ain't shit.
I ain't shit.
I'm not gonna go to around these women
'Cause I ain't shit.
and I know.
A lot of dudes be like, I could be friends with her. Nigga, look at her.
Yeah.
You cannot be friends with her, bro.
Right.
And I know that. When I see somebody, I'm like, nope,
No, yeah,
nope,
we can't be.
not going down that road.
Yeah.
Because I know what's going to happen already.
Right.
And people just really be thinking like, I'm in control. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're
Right.
weak. We're
Yeah.
all
Your body
pathetic.
moves without you. I've done stuff. I'm like, no, no, not like this. I'm not.
We're pathetic. And
Yeah.
it's just easier to admit that instead of trying to act like, no, I'm the person that can overcome.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can do. No, you can't.
Right.
So just remove a lot of stuff out of your life because you can't do it.
Right.
Like I know a lot of people who don't drink or smoke because just that small fear that I might become this person.
Right.
I'm just not gonna
That's
do
why I
it.
don't drink.
You know what I mean? Like I know people like alcoholism runs in my family,
Yeah,
so I
that's
just
me.
don't want to touch it
Right.
because what might happen? That's smart.
Right.
That's smart. It doesn't make you weak. It doesn't make that is intelligent
Right.
to know I might be trash.
I could be a monster.
So why do this?
Right.
And I think with the eating, people just think they can handle it. Stop
Right.
buying. It starts if you have no other options in your house but this ground turkey and spinach. That's what the hell you're gonna eat
Right.
because you have no other options.
Might as well cook this up.
Right, you have
Amen.
no other options. That's another thing too. I don't really eat out,
Yeah.
and that comes with partially being cheap.
Yeah.
I'm partially healthy because I'm cheap. Eating out costs so
You're
much.
notoriously cheap.
Notoriously cheap.
Yeah.
And I honestly don't think people go and look at their bills monthly.
Yeah.
And if they did and they saw how much they spent on just eating out,
Right.
it's insane.
Yeah, I agree with you.
People just be, and I'd be like, hell no,
Yeah.
I'd rather cook. I got these pots and pans and a stove. I'm already paying, my electric bill and my gas.
Right.
Might as well,
Well, yo, growing up, you can get a meal at a fast food spot for $5. You cannot now.
You can still now.
Where?
We get the,
Oh, you gotta do that. I mean, like the combos. It's not like
not the
combo.
Whoa, shit, low key. Sometimes like Wendy's right now.
They got one of those.
Wendy's right now I think you get a fry, a nugget, a burger. You get
You get a nugget.
You get a 4-piece, a fry. I think 2 burgers or 1 burger and a drink for $5.
That's not bad at all.
No, not and so.
But then you always wonder, like, dang, y'all do all that for $5. What the fuck am I eating?
And that's another thing where I'd be like, when the deal's too good, I'd be like, this is.
It's rat meat.
Burger King giving away
They're getting rid of
10 nuggets for $1?
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense.
No.
That doesn't make sense. Yeah, I'm going to take 2 orders, but that doesn't make sense.
Why is this shit so good?
That don't make sense, man. But yeah, I don't eat out a lot, and that's part of the reason. That's most of the reason why.
When
I'm
I
healthy.
lost 80 pounds, that was purely from planning out my food, cooking at home, relatively healthy.
Cooking at home.
Yeah, I mean, it was that.
Even the bullshit you eat at home is still healthier than bullshit you eat outside
Right.
because you control how much salt is going in, how
Right.
much butter is going
preservatives
in.
alone.
Preservatives alone. If you're eating fresh, if you make a batch of cookies at home,
Right.
versus and the back
Right.
of like look at the back of the frozen foods and stuff you're buying.
Right.
It's insane.
Yeah.
So if you just cook at home, even if you want to have quote unquote unhealthier stuff,
Right.
if it's at home, it's still better.
Right.
You're controlling how much
It's the most organic you're gonna get.
right crap you're putting into this,
Right. And your body doesn't process foods.
right. And I'm just
Returns to fat.
when it comes to that stuff, I'm not lazy. I don't
Right.
mind cooking. I actually enjoy cooking.
Yeah. You're a good
Uh,
cook though.
I love eating.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
I love eating, so that's why I cook.
I'm a decent cook. I'm late. I hate standing. I hate when I'm like, I've been standing too long. How long does it take to make?
I don't mind
I'm standing too long.
And then while you're cooking, that's burning calories. It all works together.
Right. It
Everything
does-
you're
you're right
doing,
about
it just
that.
all works together. And it's something I've been doing so long I don't think about it anymore.
Yeah.
I just be like, okay,
But that's good. So, because, like, I try to tell people anything is routine. I'm like, the only way I make anything happen is a routine. Because I'm a lazy piece of shit, right? Which I'm well aware of.
right.
Right.
But I think most people are. Well, no,
I don't think most people are. I think most people think that they are. Because I think most people make enough excuses to themselves that they have an excuse to not to feel like they ain't shit. Because this isn't a way or that's in a way.
Yeah.
I would if I didn't have this.
right.
You know what I mean?
But that's because nobody wants it. I mean, doing anything is hard, man.
Yeah.
Like
It's
working out.
It's the work behind it.
Work behind anything is hard.
Yeah.
Whether it's your career, whether it's your family,
Right.
whether it's you're putting in work to something, you're like, I'd rather. That's what I meant by most people would rather be late. It's
Yeah.
easier to
Hell
be
yeah.
lazy. Like, I don't want to do this. It's
Right.
easier to order out. It's easier to be like, I'll just cheat instead
Right.
of working. It's easier to be like, I'll send my kids off instead of working on them. You know what I
Right.
mean? I'll be fat instead of working out.
Right.
It's easier. Everything's easier. And I'm just kind of like, if it's worth it, it's going to be hard work.
Right.
So
But you know.
I'll just do it.
Right.
I'll just suck it up. And a lot of that, again, comes from sports background. Just sucking it up comes from sports.
Right.
Just suck it up.
Right.
Like, that's just, I think it comes from sports. I think it comes from society.
Hey, sports was king of the zero empathy.
Bro, they didn't care. And I think, honestly, society, how boys are raised to suck it up, to just get through that, to, deal with whatever, that stuff. I think it all plays a part in who I am now, for sure. But sports definitely shaped me in the most positive way. Like, people be like, what's the point of sports? Because who it makes you, as work ethic wise, excuse wise, habit wise.
I agree.
Like,
I'm same with you. I'm like 5 to 18, bro.
And then you've done things. You've pushed your body mentally and physically to places you never thought you could go.
Right.
And you did it so that when something else comes up,
like this
is light work. Like, when I started doing comedy, people are like, you're not scared? I'm like, do you know what I did? Sport? I don't give a shit about this. If somebody didn't laugh. You ever been called a cunt in front of your mama? Huh? Has that ever happened? You haven't let down a whole team in a school because you missed this? That stuff, that was pressure.
Right.
This.
Right.
If I bomb, it's just me. And then there's another show in an hour that I get to redeem myself.
Right.
There ain't no coming back if you lose in a tournament. That's just it.
Yeah.
It's over.
There goes airball Keon.
Right. Then the whole school knows.
My hands were sweaty, guys. I tried to.
Ain't no coming back when you lose in sports. That's just it.
All right. I think I actually about 5, 10, 20 years from now.
Oh, 20 years.
Where's Keoneth?
20 years from now.
20 years from now. Where are we at?
We're at the, the Chappelle's, the Birds. We live in that.
You still working every day?
It depends. By that time, honestly, 20, I've put my money into different things, and I'm doing that as well. Like, I've always wanted to open a youth center for kids, where there's mentors, especially for kids without fathers. I just feel like a lot, especially in the black community, a lot of stuff just comes from the no male presence. It ain't got to be a dad,
right?
But if there's just a male teacher there, if there's just somebody to help, and it's beneficial for the girls and the boys. A lot of people think like having a man in your life is just for boys, and it's like, no, the women need that too.
Right.
Like, they need that. This guy is a stand-up guy, so I know this dude is trash because I've been watching this stand-up guy. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, it's just all that matters. So I've always had a dream of opening up like centers for kids to go, whether it's at parent that works late after school, so they have somewhere to go. And Cotty, she's been into it too, and like I have a lot of friends who are teachers. So I was like, I got resources for all that. I just don't have the bread,
of course.
But I definitely want to do that, and I feel like when you're a celebrity, it's easier to do it too because you have the name behind it.
Of course.
So this is the Keon Polee Center of blah blah, and I'm like, come on, guys. So I definitely want to do that.
We'll do that together, dog, because that's when I've always thought about
I always wanted to do that because I just watch kids. I was very fortunate to have a really active dad, and I just saw the difference that it made. Even coaches, like, I saw the difference. My dad had his impact on other kids,
right?
Because they were just like, yeah, but this guy, he's here, he's just rebounding for me. Why I put these shots up, or he's just having that talk that I didn't have anybody to talk to, and he just was an ear.
Yeah, my best friend didn't have his dad wasn't around. I remember we had to wrestle each other in high school. My dad gave him the pep talk. I was like, hey, man, who's team? I won, by the way. But my dad
didn't need it. He knew that kid needed it.
Hey, but let me tell you, it's the best I've ever seen him wrestle. I was like, oh, you came for me, dog. I was hot.
He needed
I was like, what the hell is he telling him? Hey, fuck that kid.
You know why, though? Because it also pushes you.
I had to just not lose, but I was going in way too cocky, first off.
But it also, my dad used to always say that somebody was better than me, even when they weren't, or go, like, pump another kid up to piss me off.
Yeah.
So I would take it to another level.
Yeah.
Like, all the psychological warfare these fathers was doing, you know what I mean? And it's just to push you.
Yeah.
So you see him, you're like, you're talking, okay, Dad.
You plan on doing that with your kids?
Absolutely. Absolutely. If that's their temperament.
You're going to get in their mind. Yeah, you got to figure out who your kid is.
My dad knew what I could take, what I could,
Right.
I got to see who they are as people. How I raise them already is different because I know they're sensitive as hell, but that's now. I'm going to see who they become and see what buttons I can push to get them here. Because for some kids, yelling works. For others, it doesn't.
Right.
For some, talking to works. For others, it doesn't. Some kind of just get it on their own.
Right.
And you ain't got to do that much, I think people always try to parent every kid the same. And it's like, that's not. Even with coaches, Coach K, I was reading his book. And he was like, when he played for Bobby Knight, he asked him, There was one kid, he was an All-American, and
Mhm.
he's over there farting around. He's like, hey, how come we got to do all these drills? And he doesn't. He goes, are you him? Like, are you him? No, you're not. So
Right.
you need to do this shit. He can do that. And then even how you coach kids differently. Some kids you can get in their face and call them every name in the book, and that would just make them go drop 40.
Right.
Another kid would break down and play like trash.
Right.
He needed something else,
Right.
so it's definitely different. Depends on the kid,
That's dope.
Yeah.
All right. So, let me ask you this about you and your own.
This is very
mindset.
professional. I see you have your questions out. This is
Hey man, I
man.
bullshit on daddy issues.
Yeah.
I'm here for the bullshit on daddy issues. Hey, I tell people, if you guys came from daddy issues, I'm purely there to bullshit. I'm a smart person. I'm
you know what's
there
funny?
to bullshit.
I think a lot of people think that like you guys are dumb, and it's like no, we're fucking around.
We're fucking around.
Like we're just saying, you don't think if we wanted to actually sit there and research things and put together a well thought out,
No, it's
You know what I
funnier
mean?
when it's like
it's just
people
reckless.
Like, Chaz ain't never got the facts. I'm like, that's what makes it funny, bro.
Right.
I say something and with zero backing.
And I like talking in the moment sometimes when it comes to that stuff because it's just dumb and it's funny,
dumb.
and it gives you something to go back and forth on,
Right.
and you can come up with more stuff. Like
I'm always like, hey, I'm just trying to bring awareness to you guys. You can do the rest of the research on your own. It's like here's the dumb version of that. You go find the smart version. And I love when people get in the comments and they be like, actually, da-da-da-da. I'm like, now you just gotta get it.
And now I'm learning.
And we did this together.
You're right.
We didn't. Need
I think people don't understand how comics brains work either because we're always building.
Right.
So we have to put stuff out to see
Right.
what sticks.
Exactly.
And then we go from there. And I think we do that whether we're doing a podcast or whatever. Just
Right.
I'm going to say this. And that's why a lot of comics get in trouble.
Right.
Whenever they said whatever they said, that's what came into their brain, and they just boom
Right.
did it because they were searching.
Right.
They're trying to get to a certain place, and it's not. I didn't mean
Yo,
this
if
at the time.
If people took Bill Burr seriously, and the stuff that he says about wanting to murder everybody, all these mouth breathers, right? Like if people took, then he'd be like a sociopath,
Right.
Sociopath, and he'd be locked up in a home somewhere. I'm
You're
like,
just trying to get somewhere.
I was like, yeah, man. I was like, if everything else is just thoughts and jokes. All right, so here's my question. All right, do you feel like you, Keon Polee, has given your very best effort yet in your comedy career?
No.
And what's the leap to get you there? But what's stopping you from taking that next? What is that next step? Or what do you think might be blocking that?
No, I definitely haven't.
What do you feel like you haven't done that you can do, will do?
I mean, just everything. I'm doing a lot,
Mm-hmm.
but I could be doing. You always can be doing more.
I said,
You know what I mean?
like yes and no though, because you can always be doing more, but also when you get different things, your access goes up and different things,
Right. But I'm just saying,
different doors
like
open
for
you.
me, like so I put out one video a day, social media wise. I could do more.
Mm-hmm.
I'd just be like, this is the goal I set. I'm just gonna do this goal, and I could have set a higher goal.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to.
Yeah.
I didn't want to do it, and but even like when it comes to just now I will say I did definitely turn up during COVID.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely reached down, and I had that moment like, man, fuck this moment, you know what I mean? And that's when I came, did the show, and I did, Patreon. I was like, I'm going to grind when no money coming in. That's
the real test,
when
bro.
no money is coming in.
Can you do it when you're broke?
Is when you be like, okay, how do I figure this out? I'm an excellent back against the wall
Mm-hmm.
person. I excel when shit hits the fan.
When there's no net.
When everything is going wrong, that's when I'm like, yes,
It's my time. Watch out,
this
guys.
this is what I need.
Yeah.
Because I'm not they're a rare breed of people who, no matter what, they're just always working.
Mm-hmm.
They're just always, even when things are just, you could take a step, they're like, nah, I need to keep going.
Right.
I'm the person I need to be, all right, man, things ain't looking too hot, and that's when I just kick another gear.
Like, you're about to be late on the mortgage.
Right.
Like,
And then I'm like, all
drop
right,
50 on them.
time to go.
Mhm.
And then from that, then I build my momentum, and then it feels good, and then I keep going.
Mhm.
So like right now I have momentum.
Yeah.
So now I'm like, all right, I can do this. I'm
Yeah,
doing
yeah,
this,
yeah.
and I just keep taking more steps. But
Right.
I always have to have that fire starter moment to
Mhm.
kick me in gear to do stuff, because things was going pretty good
Yeah.
before. I was like, oh, 2020 is gonna be my year.
Right.
Like, but I had momentum.
Yeah.
And I was going. Then I took that month, the first 2 months off, and I was like, well, this is what it is.
Well, everybody did.
Right.
Everybody was like, this.
Which I think was needed, by the way.
I feel that I'm like, everybody needed a break, dog.
The Earth needed a break. Mother
Yo,
Earth
did
was like, you see these guys?
You see the pictures of
This is
all
what
the
I was supposed to be. Y'all fucking me
The
up.
clear skies in different cities when the smog is gone was
Bro,
crazy.
It was crazy.
And it's coming right back.
The Earth was like, thank you.
They said the ozone layer was filling back in.
The
and
Earth
shit.
was like the lady on the Popeyes when she was outside just with her head down. That was Mother Earth before 2020. And then she was like, woo.
Needed this.
So.
All right, one more question. All right.
Yeah.
You're on your deathbed.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you already talked to your fam. You kiss them. You love them. All that good stuff. All right. You accomplished everything on your list. Okay. A reporter comes to you and he says, Keon, before you leave this earth, what are 3 pieces of advice you want to tell people?
3 pieces of advice I want to tell people.
You're like, can someone give me some water? Yeah. Okay.
3 pieces of advice.
3 pieces of advice to leave the earth with.
Stop worrying about shit you can't control.
Great advice.
You can't control everything. Things are going to happen. Roll with the punches.
You good, sir? You good?
2,
Mm-hmm.
try and build good habits.
Mm-hmm.
Everything we do, whether good or bad, is built on a habit.
Mm-hmm.
So if you take good things and make them your habit, you'll probably have a good life.
Yep.
If you have bad habits, you're probably going to have a bad life. So, 1, stop worrying about stuff you can't control. 2, build good habits. And 3, find people. I don't care if it's your family, your spouse. Find people who, 1, keep you accountable, but can also lift you up in them heart. Like, you find you a circle.
Mm-hmm.
Find you those people. Everybody says, I can do this by myself. No, the fuck you can't. You can't live this life by yourself. And I am a loner person, and still, you have that good core unit that you need. That is how you keep going to they pick you up. They tell you what you need to hear sometimes. They find you that solid circle, like solid, you were dying and nobody leaked it solid circle. You know what I'm saying? Like, find that and you'll be all right.
And now you got to die.
But you always hear my circle was here.
Right, but that was great, bro.
Yeah, man. Thank you, sir.
Man, thank you, man.
In and out in an hour.
Yeah, come on, man. This ain't
You know what
daddy
I mean?
issues. I don't know how they run that bullshit over there.
In and out in an hour with structure.
Those guys have no respect.
You was
for your
interviewing. You
time.
was giving yourself your perspective, but also asking the questions. A lot of interviewers don't do that.
No,
They be like, "Oh, welcome to my show." So myself, and they just do that for an hour. You know
no, we're here for you. If anybody watches the pre-videos, I said enough, and I'll talk enough in between all this time anyways. But, yo, thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having me, man.
I appreciate it, bro. Keon Polee, ladies and gents. He has the mind of Keon. So thank you for watching See My Society. We'll be back next week. If you haven't done already, please like, subscribe, comment. Even comment just to hate, man. I appreciate the hate. You appreciate the hate?
Sometimes.
It's hilarious.
Sometimes I do.
And
And a lot of the hate ain't real.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of the hate, especially from the dudes, is them being awkward.
Right.
Thinking, I need to roast him so he
Let
can
me
feel
say something real quick.
And it's like, they're just weird.
I see you guys on Daddy Issues. I'll catch you next week on See My Society. Thank y'all. What's up, everybody? Welcome to C- Society. I'm your host, Shaz Rogers. I'm with my man, Tony Baker. What's up, man?
What's happening?
I'm a rehabilitating bum,
Mm-hmm.
correct? So, and the idea of this podcast is to help anybody who feels stuck. I want to go back to school, but this, with that, and it's like,
A lot of butts.
a lot of butts.
Mad butts.
All cheeks.
It's
out
always
here.
a butt.
Where do you see yourself in 5, 10, and 20 years?
Hey, how long can I do this job?
Or what hit you? What switch that was it that made you consistent in stand up? That gave you this work ethic.
You know when they tell you stage time is everything. Have fun up there. Stage time is everything. It's fear.
Mm-hmm. My bad.
Um.
Touched his leg, guys.
Yeah, he
It's a
did.
different podcast. Do you feel like you've given your very best effort yet?
Once I'm fully confident in what I'm doing, that's when you see the Tony that you've been talking about the whole time.
You're on your deathbed.
Mm-hmm.
What are the 3 pieces of advice you tell people?